Hello everyone, Scott here, and I just got out of seeing Solo, a Star Wars story, earlier today. Yeah, saw the 9:50 last night for Solo, a Star Wars, and it got out just after midnight. This movie I had high hopes for because it looked really good. I heard good things. The box office is its own stupid thing. Don't panic about the box office. If you want to know what I think about that, check out my archives over on twitch.tv/CyclopsScott. I've gone into length on it for the past 2 weeks, with the 2 weeks for Solo. The long story short is it's not a disaster. It's only looking bad when you compare it to the other Disney Star Wars movies that brought in money hand over fist. This one isn't doing as well. But it's still perfectly fine and acceptable when you compare it to other things. And what you need to realize is Disney could have a scale for Star Wars movies where they all don't have to be ridiculous high-level stuff. They can have other ones down here. Best example is Ant-Man made $65 million, which is disastrous compared to all the other ones around it, like Avengers 2 and Captain America 2 and things like that. But in the grand scheme of things, you can have AAA level and AA level and single A level, and they can all live and thrive. That's fine. That's what Disney can establish with this. Yeah, they had higher hopes, but it's not bad. Don't worry. So, beyond all of that, the movie is a lot of fun. It is the origin story of Han Solo. And I had those feelings of the trailer where you see he's got the Falcon, it's the card game with Lando, meets Chewbacca, he talks about being in the Imperial Academy. There's even something I forgot. Oh, and he gets the blaster even. It's like, oh god, how... It's like, is everything really going to happen in one movie? Well, the timing of it is pretty much a heist before he meets Luke and Obi-Wan in Star Wars. Think of it that way. Because they mention a gangster on Tatooine. Alright, well, when we see him in Tatooine, it's like, don't worry, I'll get job his money. So, the only thing we're really missing is what that job was, because otherwise it picks up right in there. So it's pretty recent up to it. So, like, when he sees Lando and they part, that's it. The next time he sees Lando is Empire, right? So it's that thing. So it's not like he's just a young kid coming in. He is pretty young, and that's fine. That's okay. So, like, they go through stuff with the name and meeting Chewbacca, which was an awesome scene, admittedly, with the Falcon and the card game and all this other stuff, and it works well. It does work great, and yeah, we get the Kessel Run, and it's fine. It's not like it's a race or anything, and they explain it, and it makes sense. It's all organic. It's all actually really quite good. Lando is awesome. His character, little flourishes, things like the capes and that are really good. Donald Glover is fantastic. Emilia Clarke is probably the coolest female character Star Wars has had. Period. I like her better than Rey. I like her better than Leia. I like her better than... well, that's really all there is. Padme. I like her better than those characters. Though the droid here, L3, is also really, really good. And the stuff that she causes is amazing. Some of my favorite shots and scenes are of them on Kessel. Woody Harrelson's Beckett is kind of great. He's like... he fits and makes sense as this kind of swashbuckler type in this. And Chewie he's awesome. Chewie's great. But as like a central kind of third tier character, he works really good in this. He's really good. The villain, Paul Bettany as Dryden Voss, is awesome. He's really good. He's just kind of maniacally Paul Bettany with like claw scars on him. He's really good and really effective. He's really good. And the opposite smuggling agency, their captain is really good. Sounds like Immortan Joe from Fury Road, Mad Max. But it's a really cool character and design, and it's really good. And Aiden Eckenwright, I believe his name is pronounced, or Elderreich, as Han Solo, that's the main problem. He's not a young Harrison Ford. There's little bits of it here and there in the way he's moving and stuff, but he doesn't look or sound at all like a young Han Solo or Harrison Ford, which is made that much more evident when Donald Glover is a young Billy D. Williams and Lando Calrissian. Like, this is the way the way he acts and does and everything is great. It's good. And then there's just something about the way the Han Solo one, he's optimistic, sure, but the way he talks doesn't really kind of fit with the way. There's something about Harrison Ford's voice, which is a little more oomph to it. And yeah, so the worst part about it is, if this guy had just been somebody else and it was a Star Wars story, it would have been great. The only things that connected are, yeah, it's the Kessel Run line, it's the Falcon, it's the stuff. This could have been any other thing, and it would have been a great Star Wars story adventure. Like, this, don't call it Solo, just call it a Star Wars story, and you're fine. But, oh yeah, he's trying to be Han. But there's all sorts of great little bits and references, and yeah, I saw there's some spoilers that are coming out now about what goes on. I mean, it's a prequel, sure, but there's some interesting developments. But also little references, like Terras Kasi, the old PlayStation fighting game. Terras Kasi is mentioned. I've heard a deleted scene now, and I've read about it. Tag and Bink from the comics. They're freely pulling stuff in. Disney's like, that stuff didn't happen. But we like this, and we like this, and we like this, like Thrawn, and things like that, Terras Kasi. And they even mentioned, Bosk was mentioned, yeah, but they mentioned the Zahn sisters. Well, Timothy Zahn wrote Thrawn. So they're doing things like that. It's pretty neat. And honestly, a lot of Han's backstory from the novels is here. It's just done handled differently the way they do it, but they knew a good thing and they pulled from it. So the movie's awesome and fun. It is easily the most fun I've had of the new Star Wars movies. Now, granted, I liked Force Awakens, but it kind of was like, that was nostalgia heavy. I liked Last Jedi, but thinking back on it, it's like Logan to me. It's like, oh, it's so problematic. And I liked Rogue One, because it was like a war in Star Wars. It was cool. This one is a heist movie, and a Bond movie, and a Fast and Furious movie. And that heist scene on the train that kind of does this weird kind of shifting is really, really good. It's awesome. Ron Howard knows what he's doing. It's really great. The movie's fun. I mean, what they could have done is made it be the Lando movie, and this guy played Han for bits where he came in. Because Lando, like, when you first meet him in this movie, he is retired from doing jobs and stuff like this, and is just hanging out playing cards. I want that guy's life story as a movie. We don't need Han Solo's movie, but the way they did it, everything from the very beginning of what he's doing, leading all the way through to where he gets to, works for me. It's fine, and it makes sense and connects the dots. Because I always thought of it like, when we see Han Solo in Star Wars, there's this long history. Nope, he pretty much kind of went through the Imperial stuff for a bit, got into a job, did that heist, did something else, resolved that, went to Tatooine, things happen, we see him in the movie, in Star Wars. It's fine, it's great. And Lando kind of intersects and comes back in on Empire as well. It's really good. So, I can't recommend it enough. I really, really enjoyed it. I know it's not for everyone. It's not a typical Star Wars movie, but that's good. We can have Star Wars movies be different. Disney wants to make a whole bunch. Look what they did with Marvel. We've had heist movies. We've had war movies. We've had, literally, World War II. We've had comedies. We've had The Shrinking Man. Let's let them make more Star Wars than we've known, because they're in for the long haul. So, I'll leave it at that. I can't recommend this highly enough. Thanks for watching. Do check everything at GuiltyPleasureCinema.com. Cyclops Scott on YouTube, that's where this lives. On Twitch.tv, that's where my weekly box officer is. And just in general on social media also. Thanks for watching. See you next time.